That was great. Can you make a little more noise? YTPC, Padre, along with
Mark VV.
And we have no clue what we're doing today. Other
Frog
than
Morton Friday.
Frog Morton Friday. You pulled out the Frog Morton, so
broke out the good stuff.
had I known that before I'd come in today, I would have gone and found like the largest bowl.
To get your money's worth?
Absolutely. Absolutely. How's everybody doing out in the YTPC? How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks for asking.
You and just before we started, you gifted this to me for the nominal fee of, I won't say,
$20. I shilled a pipe to Padre.
Because I am a fan of Big Ben, and I'm a fan of this Dublin Zulu. Is there a difference between Dublin and Zulu?
Yes, but I'm not sure exactly.
They're very similar.
They're very similar, yeah.
And whatever this is, I just like this shape. And you are unloading a bunch of your pipes.
I am selling a bunch of, probably over half of my collection is going to fund
charity. You're making a donation to the church, right?
To the Church of Barbecue.
Oh, you're going to get a grill?
I'm getting a grill, so.
All right. So we can talk more about your pipes for sale, but we probably ought to load up. What do you have? What's your instrument of choice this day?
I'm going to get flack for this, but this is a Costello.
A $5,000 pipe.
A Costello Ciroc. Little army mount. Look at it. It's fancy.
It really is. It looks to be well made.
It is a well-made pipe.
And I'm going to move this microphone just a little.
Would you like to hold
closer
greatness?
to us. I would like to hold that. Oh wow, that's some beautiful. Yeah, it's well done. But I mean, for $5,000,
it's close. Yeah.
you should. It should be. I almost dropped it when I was handing it off to you there. I, on the other hand, am going with a Rossi Rubino, which I picked up from Eddie Gray at the Pipe Nook, and you know these are essentially Savinellis. Mm-hmm. Just a little less expensive.
Didn't you tell me they were made by the same?
They are. The Rossi and Savinelli, apparently back in the day, they were actually not just business competitors but friends. And at some point, the owner of Rossi, I don't know if he passed away first or something, but somehow or another, Savinelli ended up acquiring that company and has since continued to produce. And what you see is the naming system, the nomenclature is exactly the same. Mm-hmm. I don't remember what shape this is, but whatever it is in the Rossi line, it's that same number in the Savinelli line.
I think it's a 315.
There's something like that, yeah.
Or 673.
So,
No, 673 is the author, I think. I don't know.
So what made you think of pulling Frog Morton out of his cellar? And this is the original Frog on the Log.
It was sitting on my kitchen table.
Why was it doing that?
Well, it was lounging about. I had it out because I was going to smoke it at some point for some reason, and I was like, let me just bring this. It was more of it's right there.
I have been talking about this for most of the summer on my channel about putting together my list of Latakia blends that you could presumably enjoy in the summer. Like, I couldn't imagine doing Pirate Cake in August in New Orleans and living to talk about it.
Right.
But there are some, when you have a little hankering for Latakia, they would make fine summer blends. And this Frog Morton, so back in the day, my favorite of that whole bunch was the Cellar. And probably about the summer before McClelland's went out. McClelland's went out, what, 2018?
2018, I believe.
Like spring?
Mm-hmm.
So it must have been the summer of 2017. I had a big switch, and I had a sublime. You ever have one of those sublime smoking experiences with your pipe? I had one on the shores of Biloxi. I was out on. It was nighttime. I was out on the beach. Had watched the sun go down, and had brought with me some Frog on the Log.
Cellar?
No, Frog on the Log, the original. And that's what that. It was that moment that I made the transition to the original Frog being number one, and the Cellar moving down to number two. So, for what that's worth, I don't know why. I'm like an old man who's just reminiscing about the good old days.
It is an old classic. I mean, it's a classic. It's the original gangsta of the McClelland Frog Morton series.
Oh, and on Charring Light, it's bringing back. I haven't had this in forever.
This has been sitting in the tin for 3.5 years.
But I mean, you're getting on Charring Light,
Smoky, but not overwhelmingly smoky. It was just, guys, it has that nice, sweet, smoky, smoothness.
Smoky, and it's that there's a flavor there that's just unique. That
it's McClelland,
and it's Frog Morton. And I've had some of the knockoffs. Some people have tried to do tributes to Frog, like Country Squire's Shepherd's Pie is a good in that genre, but it's not a clone. There's one out there by King.
Yeah.
I think they call it King's Frog Morton or whatever. In the genre, but it's not a clone at all. Nobody's been able to clone this. This is just
Unfortunately, nobody has come close. As far as I'm concerned, nobody's come close enough to where I would just say, well, this is a replacement.
Yeah. No, and if they have, and if you know of one, leave it in the comments. So nice. So when last did we make a video together?
Probably the last video of the Country Squire Middle Earth series, I think.
When was that?
That was probably back in October.
No. Since then, like in the spring, I think I had you on episode 2 of Padre and Mark.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was a
which I need to do episode 3, because that's supposed to be a monthly thing, and it's turned out to be yearly. Because episode 1 was like last summer with Sergeant Savinelli. Episode 2 is this past spring with you.
I was supposed to be doing a video a week, and that was several weeks ago.
How's that going?
So, yeah, it's going well.
You got a lot of content going up on your channel.
Very much so. It's all uploading tomorrow, probably about 10 videos.
And since we last, gosh, I don't think I've seen you in person in a while either. Since you came out of rehab for the crack and heroin. Oh, was I not supposed to say that on the?
Probably since I quit my job back in.
That's more like
back in the end of February.
Yep. So, how does someone who's not working for a living afford a $5,000 pipe?
By selling all of his other pipes.
But since then, back last month in July, you had a birthday. July 26th.
July 26th, yes.
Right, which is the only reason I remember that is because you share that birthday with my sister and my favorite uncle. My favorite uncle just passed away, I don't remember exactly when, but before this birthday, earlier this year. But at any rate, so I got you a little something, just a little, it's, I'm not good with the gift thing, so it's not wrapped, it's not even in a bag. In fact, I had to scramble to find it on my desk where it's been sitting.
Is it that little lighter?
Is it
the phone?
Is it the phone? I thought that you were putting my. Is it this lovely lighter, pipe lighter? You know where I got this?
The dollar store.
You know how much I paid for it?
$1. Well, plus tax.
It's perfect for pipe. I mean, it just is.
And you don't even have to steal out of the Acolyte closet. You can just put it in your pocket.
Yep.
You know you are.
Yep. But I did get you a little something. Pardon my reach. And it really is just a little something. Did you have to do that? So pretend like it's wrapped. Ooh. But anyway, it's been sitting in the Amazon envelope on my desk since probably June when I got it. I'm like, I'll give it to them in July. And just never. So why don't you hold it up for everybody to show them?
This is the The pipe smoking quiz book, of which I will ask Padre some questions.
Yes, and I won't know the answer
Today, right now.
I have not read the book.
It's written or compiled by Hugh Morrison.
Do we know him?
He probably just some dude. He just wrote a bunch of questions and
Wasn't
threw
he
them in
in
a book.
Wasn't he in The Doors?
I don't know.
No, that was Jim Morris.
Jim Morris.
Okay, close. Yeah, so read the back for us at least, and that might give us an idea of what this little book is all about.
Are you a pipe smoking mastermind?
Oh.
This book contains 20 10-question quizzes on the topic of pipes and tobacco, ranging from the simple to the fiendishly difficult, such as, what is the name of the substance smoked by the hobbits in The Lord of the Rings?
Hobbit's weed.
Hobbits or pipeweed.
Pipeweed, yeah, there you go.
What meteorological phenomenon inspired the design of the falcon pipe?
A thunderstorm? I don't know. Meteorological phenomenon. Does it give you the answer?
No, not on the back.
Right.
We'll come back to that one. Which tobacco was blended for the moderator of the Church of Scotland?
Presbyterian blend.
Was it?
I don't know, but that would be the only thing that makes sense. I mean,
Scots Presbyterians?
yeah, I mean, Presbyterian is the Church of Scotland.
Is it?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah. You need to keep up with these things. That's got to be the answer.
I'm a lukewarm
I mean,
Christian.
it's not three nuns.
What is the difference between a bulldog and a Rhodesian? Well,
Exactly. What is the difference between a bulldog and what is the difference between a Zulu and a Dublin?
Rhodesian is round, R for R, and then bulldog is diamond.
Oh, that's the bowl's not different. The shank is different.
Yeah.
The shank
Bowls
is
are the same, it's just the shank.
the shank is different. Yeah.
Rhodesian is round and bulldog is square or diamond.
I did not know that. And that's a nice little mnemonic.
Whether you are organizing a quiz for a pipe club or just want to test your knowledge of the wonderful hobby of pipe smoking, this book is for you. Image courtesy of Toronto Public Library, Montpelier Publishing, ISBN.
Yeah, I think they got it.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't need the IBSN number. You can actually
Well, if they want to buy the book, they might
just go to Amazon and type in the title. And we know it's written by the guy from The Doors, or just type in the author's name.
9781.
The title is actually, what is the title?
The pipe
Smoking Quiz Book.
Quiz book.
Yeah. So nice little trivia questions, I'm assuming. And I'm guessing, unlike the back cover where they give you samples, I'm seeing that says Quiz 3. They must give you the answers.
Yeah, they do.
Are the answers in the back of the book? Like
They look like they're in the back of the book. Yeah.
When we were in school, you'd have to go to the back of the book to get the answers.
Oh, they got a little website you can go to buy some stickers and shirts.
For what?
Give me liberty or give me pipes.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
Something.
All right. So,
what is the only James Bond film in which Bond smokes a pipe?
I don't know.
I did not know. I don't know either, but we're going to find out. On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Well, now which Bond was that?
I think that was a.
I mean, which?
Not a Connery. I know that much.
Wasn't a Sean Connery?
I don't think so. I think that was.
It might have been.
Let me Google this.
I think I know who it was. It was Lester.
I know.
From Red Coat's Returns, or Red Coat's Renaissance.
Oh.
It was Lester.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He was James Bond?
He was James Bond.
That's crazy.
Go watch his channel.
I do, but.
He kind of looks like him, too.
I guess I never really connected the,
Yeah. I mean, how else could he live that affluently like he does?
On Her Majesty's Secret
You think
Service.
being what is he, a college professor or something? Or what he claims to be? He's a spy. He's 007. So what does it say? You going to Wikipedia?
Yeah. Is it George Lazenby? Is he the James Bond?
I think it's Lester.
Yeah. James. This is right after Sean Connery retired.
Okay. Now, there's a new Bond movie coming out, what, next month? Or October? September, October?
Yeah, No Time to Die.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Coming to AMC theaters.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Do you own stock in
I
AMC?
do have AMC stock. I like the stock.
I have a lot less AMC stock than I used to have.
I like the stock. I'm hoping the stock likes me back at some point.
I don't know if I've ever talked about that on the channel.
No. Yeah, well,
Did I?
I don't think we have.
I know I've talked to you about it because we
Went in together, didn't we?
We did about the same time, the first of the year. Actually, I had been contemplating this in December when it looked like things were starting to reopen, and right around, it was whatever the first business day of the year was. So January 1st, or whatever, if it was the 2nd or 3rd, whenever. I called my what is that guy called? Financial guy?
CPA?
Yeah, and well, no, he's not a CPA. He's
Tax advisor, essentially. Yeah.
No,
not a tax.
Not even a financial advisor.
Yeah.
And I gave him this pitch because I never get involved in my financial stuff. I let him handle that because he went to school to learn how to do that, and I didn't. I don't let him preach from my pulpit, and I don't try to tell him how to manage my portfolio, and he does very well for me. But I did call him and I said, look, it's crazy what's going on in the world. No one could have ever predicted this whole economic shutdown from the virus and all this other stuff, but now it's January and the shots are going to be coming out, and when the shots come out, the things are going to open back up. And I said, I've been watching AMC just because I like to go to the movies, and I mean, they're worthless. And I'm like, there's only two things that can happen here, Brendan, that's his name. I said, they're going to either just go bankrupt, or they're gonna come back in full glory or go higher. And he's like, oh,
that's a good point.
Well, right, and he was we were chatting about it, and I was just making this very simplistic case. Not that I have to. If I tell him I want to buy it, he's gonna buy it for me. But I wanted his feedback. And one of the things he said to me, he's like, Padre, I'm not trained to think like that. I've got all these other indicators, and he's part of the Edward Jones group.
Yeah, they look at his statistics.
Yeah, and he's like, when we get this, I get information from my company, and he's like, but the way you've just explained that, he says, you've actually got me excited about it. So he says, let's do it. And so it was less. It was like $1.98 that day.
$2. Yeah, I think I bought it at $2.
Yeah. And that was before the whole Reddit thing had taken off. Mm-hmm. And so I don't remember exactly how much. I was trying to scrape together money. I was going to bring it to him, like $1,000
in a bag.
Right. And he's like, you really don't understand how this works, do you? And I'm like, no, I don't. He's like, I'm just going to take some of your profits, and we're going to buy it with that, and you don't have to bring me money. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, but if I wanted to bring you money, he's like, you can bring me money if you want to invest more. He says, but for something like this, it's an internal move. And so we bought 500 shares or something for like $1,000 or whatever. However it worked out on January 3rd or whatever day that was. And then about, I guess, 2 or 3 weeks later, I come into the office and I've got a voicemail from him. And he's like, Padre, call me when you can. I think it might be time to make some moves. I don't know if you've seen what's happening to AMC. And I hadn't really paid attention to it. And that's when I started talking to you, and you're like, yeah, you don't know about this Reddit thing? And I'm like, no. And you tried to explain that to me. And I ended up watching a Ben Shapiro video about shorting and what that means.
Short,
and he explained it really well. And so I think on that day, I don't remember what it was at. It was maybe 35 or something. Yeah. And I think he sold half of my shares. And then later on, I don't remember exactly when it was, a month later, 2 months later, whatever.
70.
And he sold like half of the half that remained. And so now I'm like, if only I'd have bought like 1,000 shares instead of $1,000.
I don't have nearly that much, but yeah, I'm holding on to it because it's potentially going to go even higher at some point, but that's still a waiting game at this point. So
well, I mean, and for me, it's all unrecognized profit. I mean, it's my retirement.
Money I didn't have before.
Right, I've got another 15 years before I benefit from that, and if I play my cards right, probably not going to get it anyway. The day before retirement, I'll get hit by a Mack truck or something.
Hopefully
I shouldn't,
not.
I shouldn't even put that out in the universe, right?
Hopefully not.
Anyway, yeah. So how did we get on to AMC? Oh, because the new
like the
Bond,
movies.
the new Bond
The new
movie
Bond
is coming
movies.
to AMC theaters, and I don't recall if it's September or October. But last time I was at AMC, they had a big sign up for it. You know, the big human-sized
feel like
promotions.
I feel like it's October, but
I think it might be October. Yeah. Well, hey, if we really want to find that out, I have the AMC app.
I do too. I'm an AMC investor.
I am too. So I wanted to ask.
So
I never did ask you that. So I
free
got
popcorn.
that exactly. I got that notice from them. Like, are you an investor? If so, sign up here. And I got free popcorn for doing it.
Yeah.
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 But that's just like a one-time free popcorn, or is it like because I own AMC, I can go in there and demand free popcorn?
I think it's like I think they must load it onto your account
Yeah, that's what
every
they
so
do.
often.
Yeah.
Are you
Because I was joking with people. I'm like, yeah, you know, I own AMC now. You know, so now when I go, I'm like, yeah, I'll get the large.
I'll take the large. Yeah.
That's right. You get the large Coke. Which, when you're a Stubbs member, you get the large for the price of the regular. Anyway,
And the Stubbs
so-
membership is what, like $5 a year or something like that, or $10 a
No,
year.
yeah, well,
But that's just like you basically don't pay the fees for the online stuff, so it
But-
pays for itself in 2 movies.
I'm an A-list member.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Well,
what that is like for $20 a month, you can see.
as many movies as you want. 3.
It used to be as many as you want. You can see 3 a week, which pays for itself, and you're not paying any of the scheduling fees and all that. And this hasn't been an issue because the theaters aren't, you know, like really booming just yet. Either because people are afraid or they're dead. I don't know which it is. But there's a line to the popcorn that you got to be an A-lister to get in that
I did
line.
that, dude. I did that.
Yeah, and I've seen, and they call people
I'm
out.
sorry, I mean,
They call people out. They're like, "You're not supposed to be in this line," and they're like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, you're not an A-lister." You know, and I'm like, "How embarrassing!"
Like,
you know.
The fun little aside story for that is Laura and I went to go see The Green Knight maybe about a week ago.
How was that?
It was very good.
Yeah?
Very interesting, but it's kind of a weird movie, but it's a really good movie.
That's a comic book character, right?
No. This
No?
is
That's the Black Knight.
Sir Gawain in The Green Knight. Sir Gawain in The Green Knight.
Oh yeah, okay.
Arthurian tale.
Yeah. That's an old, like German story.
Yeah, it's a poem or
Yeah.
yeah. But
Okay.
it was very good. At any rate, we walk into the theater and there's maybe like 2 people in the lobby and they're both standing in the concession line.
Yeah.
And so I just walk over to the AMC A-list and premiere line and they're like, "Yeah, come on up, sir." I'm like, I just got like 2 people in line for no reason. It was pretty funny. And
And
they look at you like,
Right. Yeah.
I felt kind of like a dick doing it, but
Can you say that on YouTube?
yeah,
You just said the D word.
it's Richard.
Oh.
I felt like a Richard.
Like a Dr. Richard T?
Like a Dr. Richard.
Dr. Richard T is not one. He's a nice guy.
This is an
okay,
age-restricted video anyway. I'm pretty sure you could say the F word if you wanted to.
but we're not going to do
But
that.
we're not going to do that.
I'm in the coming soon, and that didn't come out right either. Here it is. Opening October the 8th.
Yep.
And with the app, this is so cool. I'm going to hit remind me. Because I'm old, and I need reminders. You know, like, you might want to go see this movie.
I do want to see it.
So, anyway, and 10 seconds before we started, we both looked at it and said, we got nothing to talk about today.
Talk about AMC all day.
Talk about, yeah.
Go see a movie.
All right, so what else do we, there was something I was going to ask you, and it's already slipped my
Like the pipe sales?
Oh, yeah. Why don't we talk about that? So I landed this beautiful unsmoked Big Ben vintage Zulu. Mm-hmm. It's beautiful. It's lightweight. I can't wait to try it out with
Essentially brand new?
some Virginias. It is. I mean, it's brand new. You owned it for how long?
A couple of years.
And you've never put anything in it. You've not even chewed on it. So I'm a happy camper. Now but you sent me like 2 pages.
I don't know how many pipes it was, but it was over
2 pages.
over 40, I'm sure.
Yeah. And so are you going to put those up on Instagram, or where are you going to put that?
I may do like a little. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give dibs to the good fine folks at the Country Squire Radio International Pipe Club. First dibs. So I'm gonna let
They
them.
don't want your pipes.
Some of them do. There was at least 6 guys that were like, "Hey, you know."
Yeah, because you've sold some already.
I've already
right?
sold a few.
Through that?
Yeah, through that. So I'm going to give the rest of them kind of first dibs, and then once they go through them and buy or not buy the pipes, I'll put whatever's left. Hopefully, it's significantly less that I can go through and show each pipe on YouTube and say contact me via Instagram or whatnot, and we'll make a deal. But
Excellent.
PayPal, Venmo, that kind of thing.
Excellent. So, if I get this video up today on Friday, since it's Frog Morton Friday, and people are watching this over the weekend, when do you think you'll have this available to the general public who are not A-listers for Country Squire
You're not
Radio?
part of the premier A-lister club.
Yes.
The Gen Pop. Probably next week. I'm gonna put up the list of pipes for the Country Squire group today, and then once I'm gonna give them the weekend, and then if they don't have any purchases, then I'll start uploading them on Instagram and YouTube.
And share your Instagram.
I think it's MGV squared.
MGV
UARED
squared. MGV squared.
Yep.
Okay.
We'll put a little in the bucket.
It's called the cellar, and you won't be doing anything.
We'll put it in the bucket on our YouTube channel. Screwing with them. No,
And your YouTube channel is?
the Briar Brothy.
Yeah. You're so inconsistent with your branding.
Who said the bucket? Was that Matches that said the bucket?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think everybody has said that. I don't know if he started it.
He may have.
Since I've been on this thing, 2016? Is that
Yeah.
when I came on for the first time?
5 years ago.
I thought I was so creative and thought I was going to change the
Cellar.
world by using the cellar. And no one ever picked up on it. It's just me. So, whatever.
Maybe I'll use it too, just to help you out, make you feel good.
I need that. Thanks, friend. So, how are you enjoying this Frog Morton?
It's getting a little. It's good. It's getting a little more rich, more dry. Not as sweet. But that's
It's all right.
pipe tobacco intrinsically changes as you smoke it. Down to the bottom.
That's a
of the
big
bowl.
word, intrinsically.
Intrinsically.
I like that.
I'm not even sure what it means, but I'm sure it means what I thought it means.
Yeah, go with that. Go with that. So, you have been a stay-at-home husband, house husband,
I'm gonna say yeah.
for how long now? Since February?
The end of February. So
Yeah.
March through now. So what's that? 5 months.
And how's it treating
6
you?
months. Very good.
Yeah.
It's difficult. It's not easy.
You didn't leave the kids in the back seat of the car,
Oh.
did you? I mean, that's not why we're able to.
Unfortunately, that does happen. It's very sad when it does, but no, they're at Emma's at school, and my other child, Lucy, she's with my parents.
There you go. All right.
They are well taken care of at the moment.
And so your wife is assuming that you're at home eating bonbons and watching The View, and yet here you are.
Yet here I am.
Yeah. What do you do all day?
Laundry, dishes, mopping, sweeping, cleaning up poop, changing diapers, feeding.
And so when she comes home from a hard day's work, you have her meal ready for her?
I provide sustenance
Because
for
she
the
works hard.
household.
She's in a hospital.
Sometimes that sustenance is me going to McDonald's. Sometimes it's a home cooked meal like I did last night. So
And do you ever greet her at the door, dressed like a Chippendale, and bringing her a glass of wine? And
no, that hasn't happened yet, but I do greet her at the door with
Yeah.
Lucy, and I immediately hand Lucy off to her as soon as she walks in the door. She doesn't usually get too happy about that.
Because
but-
I'm guessing if you were in the Chippendale suit, she'd probably just laugh hysterically. I think I would.
I mean,
Just because I laugh easily, don't take it the wrong way.
I'd probably laugh too if I saw me in a Chippendale. I mean, we can make it happen, but I'm not going to put it on YouTube.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, if you want to draw some traffic to your channel.
There was a long-standing joke at my old workplace. They were trying to get me to start an OnlyFans, Because I always wore these suspenders, and they
Yeah.
said, "Mark, you can do an OnlyFans, just wear your suspenders and nothing else."
Oh, Lord.
Chicks would dig that. I'm
Yeah.
like, well, actually, I think statistically speaking, the subscription base for OnlyFans gentlemen tends to be
Not chicks.
not chicks, tends
Right.
to be gay guys.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
pretty much.
Well, and you did kind of have that Instagram, I think it was Instagram, streak going where you were, every day at work, you'd have a photo of you with,
Oh yeah, Mr. Espresso Man.
yeah, with your little espresso
Yeah.
and usually some sort of clever caption to go with it.
Yeah, I used stupid quotes for that.
Yeah.
Here, I can pull up a good.
Did you come up with those on your own, or did you have someone there helping you?
Oh, I had to have somebody help me. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, well, you can see that, yeah. There, oh yeah, that's actually a good one.
All the pictures were great.
Yeah.
They were.
Somebody knew what they were doing in terms of how to take a picture.
Yeah, I had one of my coworkers was like a amateur photographer, so
Yeah. So,
There's that one
and
and
people
this
can
one.
see that if
but that's a
they.
pretty classy photo, right?
That wouldn't. The other one
No.
had problems showing, so that certainly won't show here. But they can go to MGV squared,
You can see them all on my.
and he's holding his espresso. You go to MGV squared on Instagram and see this knucklehead.
I thought about bringing back Mr. Espresso Man on a regular basis.
I think you should. I thoroughly enjoyed, and I particularly liked the quotes because they added an essence to the photo. The photos are just like the photos are almost believable from like a catalog or something like that. Like, and then you realize, wait, I know that guy. And he's a dumbass. This is not legit. And then you read the caption with the stupid quote, and you're like, that's just funny. Just funny stuff. It was a very creative project you had going there.
But this is a quote by Cardi B that I put.
We probably can't say that on YouTube.
I think it bothers people when you not out here looking to be accepted by everyone. You just doing you and minding your business. People hate that.
Oh, wow, okay. There was no bad words.
No bad words.
No bad words. I've been meaning to ask you this since I'm a client at that bank, and since you're not there anymore. When I get my bucket of change, 'cause I have this habit of if I get silver change in my pocket at the end of the day, I throw it in its bucket. When the bucket gets full, I bring it, and then they just throw it in a change machine and add it to my account. The other bank I deal with is like, no, we don't do that. And they give you rolls. I'm like, I'm not rolling these coins. What is wrong with you?
Yeah,
So
they count as change.
I know, but are they going to give me the same treatment that you gave me? Like, are they going to say, that's like 10%?
Yeah, they'll just probably run it later in the day or
I
the
don't
next
care when
day
they
or
run it. Because, if you go to the grocery stores, you can dump that in a machine. And you can get cash or you can get like credit for, for the grocery store or whatever. But they take 10% of it.
Well, I do know that every bank
Tied on
employee,
your spare change.
every bank employee holds just heavy disdain for any customer that walks inside. So they'll give you the same treatment that they give everyone else. They just kind of look at you like, oh God, another customer.
Him again. Well, I got the feeling there were times that maybe we were getting the stank eye from the manager or whatever, because all your customers, and
Yeah, they get kind of
I would go in there and then we chat about
stop
pipes,
talking.
right? And suddenly you feel the eye, and like,
Oh, I got a line.
who is
You
that
might wanna
woman?
leave.
Right. Right.
Like I got no more bull crapping. Can't say the other
You said
word.
that? There you go. All right, so what's coming up on the Briarbothy YouTube channel? Anything we need to keep an eye out for?
Nothing significant. Probably just some weekly videos where I talk about something pipe related. It just hasn't really taken off and exploded yet, but it will.
You're going to make that happen anytime soon? I mean, you're not working.
There is a lot of work involved in not working.
Yeah, I bet there is.
Yeah, so
Yeah, you look pretty well taken care of, so kudos to Laura for it.
she cuts my hair.
Does she? Got one of those.
Yeah, she does a pretty good job.
This is funny, we hit just yesterday. there was this clergy Zoom that I had to be on, right, for the bishop. And like, you know, Zoom, your Zoom account, you can have like a picture, like if your video's not running, you loaded up a picture. So when we all started doing Zoom a year and a half ago with the pandemic, I had a selfie I had taken out at the retreat center. And like, I hadn't had a haircut in forever, and I stopped shaving. So I kind of looked like Padre Jesus. And that was the picture that I uploaded to Zoom as my, and I don't know how to like change it. So I come online for the meeting yesterday, and the bishop's like, what is that? He's like questioning.
What is wrong?
He's questioning my picture. I'm like, this is kind of embarrassing. Yeah. But those were the days, you know.
Think we got time for one more pipe question?
I think so. I think we should hit up a quiz.
Which tobacco shows a judge on the tin?
Orlick. Isn't it?
I believe so.
Are you going to look up the answers to see if we know these things?
Yeah. Orlick Golden Sliced.
Is there any other Orlick? I think
There's a Racing Green. There's a couple.
Yeah. No, there's plenty. I mean, I have, what's it called? Mild mixture. I remember I smoked that this past year on New Year's Eve for some reason. I remember that. I don't know why. But at any rate, I think all the Orlicks, not just Golden Sliced, isn't that their emblem, the judge?
Yeah, I believe so.
I don't think it's just Golden Sliced. And I heard that they're doing away with the golden mixture.
Are they?
Yeah, which...
Oh, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Which, I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever had it. And I don't, because the golden sliced is so good. I'm assuming the golden mixture is just a ready rub version of the golden slice, but...
What was said to be Hugh Hefner's favorite tobacco? That I do not know, but I think I've heard the answer to this question.
Hugh Hefner's favorite tobacco?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with... let me
think.
think. I'm going to think it's one of those codgery things like a Velvet or Sail or Mixture 79 or something like that.
Yeah.
Which one?
Mixture 79.
And, oh my goodness. Yeah, and and I outed myself to you yesterday and asked you not to judge me because after lunch I was enjoying a bowl of Velvet. And I felt like, I was finally getting it. Like, this is what the artful codger. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was, and I haven't enjoyed it in the past. And then I read somewhere, and I don't remember who posted it or what forum it was in, but very recently, this kind of spurred me to go back and try it yesterday. This person was saying that his theory is that Paladin is actually, at its base, Velvet, and then they add the top note of the black cherry or whatever it is that's in Paladin. And he traced the lineage and everything. It's like Pinkerton owned both of these blends before Lane and blah, blah, blah. And it had very good reasoning for it. So I had actually gotten some Paladin, I think just in advance of the holidays last year, like right in advance of Christmas, New Year's. I thought, that's a good kind of I've never had it. I'm going to try it. And I found it to be very chemical. The flavoring seemed artificial. But I only had one bowl, so I have a tub of it. So I need to go back and see if that's really the case, or maybe it just needed to air out a little bit.
I've had it.
But that's what got me curious. I wanted to kind of do a Velvet Paladin comparison to see if because this guy seemed to know what he was talking about. I wish, and if you're watching, if that's you, I think you might have posted that on Facebook. But I don't know I don't remember who it was.
I feel like I had a similar experience with what's the rebranding of Edgeworth Ready Rub? What's the
Lane Ready Rub?
Lane Ready Rub. The Lane Ready Rub. I had an experience with. I bought a big old tin of it. Yeah. Whatever, 16-ounce, 20-ounce tub of it. And for the first bowl I had out of it, I felt it was good, but it tasted very artificial. Yeah. And I put it away and let it sit for a couple weeks, couple months, kind of thing. Went back to it. It was an amazing smoke. Yeah. Very good. Yeah. Very chocolatey. It was obviously an aromatic, but it's it definitely improved with a little age and a little air, aeration, if you will. So
I was watching Cane Rod Piper. Mm-hmm. It was Friday the 13th. And the only reason I remember that is because I think it may have started with Steph of Stephen Skip fame, who had said something about it was Carter Hall Day. Did you know there was such a thing as Carter Hall Day?
Remember we texted about it.
Yeah, I sent you a text.
And I was like, no, I had no clue.
And it turns out that what it is apparently Carter Hall came onto the market back in the 50s.
Like, it's not an official day, but it's like...
On August the 13th. So, yeah. But what it did was it made me want some Carter Hall that night. So I
didn't have any.
I did have a bowl of Carter Hall. When I went out, because I was craving a beer, and I'm not usually a beer drinker, and that's when I was texting you like, what do I get? And I ended up with the Turbo Dog from Abita, which is a local brewery. I guess. Is Abita nationwide now?
Yeah, it's pretty.
Okay.
I don't know.
But
if
it started here in Abita
Northwest,
Springs, Louisiana.
It's definitely Southeast regional, if not national.
But that Turbo Dog was good.
Turbo Dog is very good.
And that comes from because I was looking for something to match. There's a restaurant chain, and again, I don't know if this is everywhere or where it is. It's not even here. I was in Baton Rouge, but BJ's, and they have a whole bunch of their own brews, and I had what they called Crazy Brunette, BREW, Brunette, Crazy.
It was Nutty.
Nutty Brunette. That's it. Nutty Brunette.
Which is a take off the Slutty Brunette. Which I think
that way. But it was a good.
Cocktail.
And so I was hoping to, but they don't put their beer in stores, and so I was looking for that to match up a good brown ale. And Turbo Dog's good. Abita's got some good stuff though.
I like Abita.
You like the Newcastle,
but I like a lot of the Abitas as well, especially like Andy Gator is very good. It's also very, very high in its ABV. So it's like drinking two beers at once.
Many years ago, this had to be 10 years ago, easily, I was in a restaurant for lunch, and it was April, so that's when we have our Strawberry Fest down here, and they had a seasonal, Abita had a Strawberry Fest beer that they had released. And that
was very popular now.
Yeah? Did they bottle that?
Yeah.
It's not just in restaurants?
I think it's...
Probably just in the spring?
I think it's a seasonal release, but it's very popular.
Yeah. Because it was very good. The strawberry did not get in the way of the beer, but it was there. It was nice. It was enjoyable. Yeah.
They do quite a number of seasonal beers that are very good. I really like the...
Oktoberfest, I'm sure, is a good...
Purple Haze.
Purple Haze, yeah. Is that seasonal?
No, that's either...
I thought that was year-round.
It's a raspberry.
Yeah, raspberry. There you go. All right. Well, you have not been lifting your pipes. I'm assuming you've gotten to the end of your bowl.
My bowl, yeah.
I think I'm approaching the end, too, which probably means we need to be approaching the end of this installment.
As I always do, I generally pack a little lighter, so I don't have as much tobacco in my bowl, but, it burned. It was not hot ever.
No. The frog doesn't get hot.
Wasn't hot ever, didn't bite, didn't burn.
Doesn't get harsh.
Doesn't get harsh. It gets a little more rich and a little more smoky as it goes down.
Sure,
but it's a good smoke.
How did he do it?
Mike McNeil is probably the greatest blender that America's ever produced.
So could we kidnap him? And force him to either restart the business or give us the trade secrets?
Probably a crime. I would imagine there's a little jail time involved in some of that. But it's doable if you'd like to.
I don't think that would go over too well in my career.
Pay someone to abduct him. I mean, I'm sure we could.
You mean like stay on the periphery and?
Now, if Mike McNeil does get abducted, it's not us.
I hope he doesn't watch this channel. Now that we've said that. That could spoil the plans.
He probably doesn't.
I'm guessing he doesn't.
I'm guessing he doesn't.
He's never commented under that name.
Unless Mike McNeil is Phil.
Oh. That's a good, actually, hypothesis. Donald Hughes had hypothesized that Phil is actually Hillary Rodham Clinton. So, I mean, there's some crazy theories in our community. There's crazy people in our community.
Well, I mean, but we saw the interview with Phil on Briar Blues channel,
that's right.
And Phil did not sound like Hillary Rodham Clinton, though if Phil were smart, he or she would be using a voice modulator.
There you go. So,
the possibility exists.
You just don't know.
You just don't know.
I mean, that's the interwebs is
I know Phil's a really nice person.
He is.
Or so
He's a great guy.
He seems to be.
Yeah. No.
But who is he?
I said great guy. Maybe he's a great gal. I don't know.
We just don't know.
We don't know. Phil, if you're watching,
Now's the time.
let us in on this.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we had to wrap this up, eh?
Before Phil.
I hope you enjoy the pipe smoking quiz book.
Yeah, I'm going to ask Laura a bunch of these questions. I'm
I
sure
think
she'll
you
get
should do-
0 of them correct.
They said
but-
there was 20 quizzes, 10 questions each, right? That's 200 questions. I think you need to do the next 20 videos that you make on YouTube, a quiz a video. Give the questions, and then have your video, and then come back at the end of the video and give the answers. And
True or false?
some of these are true or false.
Sherlock Holmes's companion, Dr. Watson, also smoked a pipe.
I would say false.
I think it's false too, but true actually.
Is it?
Apparently.
I could have sworn that I have some of the readings and some of the movies I've watched. There were times where Watson complained about the amount of smoke in the room because Holmes would get into one of his fixations where he'd puff and puff and puff.
Who is this guy?
I don't know, but it's from the Toronto Library. We know that.
Oh yeah, the Toronto Public Library.
It almost at first glance looked like C.S. Lewis, but it's not.
This is quiz 5. Well, let's go see what this question was. Who was the last president of the USA, United States of America,
Okay, I thought I knew the answer to this.
to smoke a pipe while in office?
While in office, there you go. I would have said, if you would have just ended it before you said while in office, I would have said Gerald Ford.
Gerald Ford.
And I said that in a video rather recently, and somebody corrected me and said, actually, Ronald Reagan smoked a pipe. And I'm like, I didn't realize or remember that. And if you go search it in images, you can find a young Ronald Reagan with a pipe. He just had, he had not been a pipe smoker by the time he got into the White House.
Yeah.
So Gerald Ford was the last in the White House.
According to this book, if it can be believed to be 100% accurate, yes, Gerald Ford.
Gerald Ford, yeah. That's I think, the standard. And I like the way they phrased it while in the White House because, yeah.
What country does drama tobacco usually come from? Just like,
Drama?
drama as in like tobacco killed the other tobacco? Drama?
I don't think I even know what you're talking about. Drama tobacco. I don't know. What country?
Greece.
Okay. Like dramatic?
I don't know. What is the essential characteristic of a windshield pipe?
I didn't know my windshield had a pipe.
It's a pipe that has a kind of the front of the bowl is higher than the rear of the bowl.
Like windshield. Is that the essential characteristic?
The bowl is higher in the front than the back.
Okay.
That's the. I didn't have to read the answer for that. I knew that.
Yeah, because you just explained
I'm
it.
an expert.
You obviously know pipe trivia.
Yes, I've learned that from John David Cole.
All right, so if you want to acquire some of Mark VV's collection that he's offloading at very good prices because he owes a loan shark for some of the pipes he bought, he'll have those up next week on his Instagram, which is at MVG squared, or on his YouTube channel,
The
Briar Bothy, which he probably really won't ever make a video about that on there, but who knows? It's a good place to.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
We should probably sign off about that.
probably should.
I don't know how long this has been, but it's been a while. So
40 some odd minutes.
does it say it on there?
48 minutes and 58
Goodness
seconds.
gracious.
Yeah.
All right. So for Mark VV of the Briar Bothy, I'm Padre, wishing you and yours God's peace, grace, and blessing.
Wait, hold on.
Wait. Yeah, that's I just gotta like cue my little. There they are.
I'll keep doing that until you fade it out.
Yeah.
You think they're still listening?
I'm about to kill the audio, so it doesn't matter.